Hi, hello, a warm welcome to everyone. WeVysya present WeTalk show season 4 episode number 16. Yes, ఈ సీజన్ లో ఆల్రెడీ మనం 16 ఎపిసోడ్స్ కంప్లీట్ చేసుకున్నాం అండ్ దిగ్విరామంగా అండ్ వీ హావ్ కంప్లీటెడ్ 3 ఎపిసోడ్ అండ్ ఫోర్త్ లో కూడా ఫోర్త్ సీజన్ లో కూడా 16 ఎపిసోడ్స్ కంప్లీట్ చేసేసుకున్నాం. త్వరగా ముందుకు వెళ్ళి ఈ సీజన్ లో కూడా 50 ఎపిసోడ్స్ కంప్లీట్ చేయడానికి మా మోడరేటర్స్ అందరూ తయారుగా ఉన్నారు. So hope you all had a fantastic week and waiting for the exciting weekend from tomorrow. And I'm sure this Friday all would have set tuned today for the talk show. Yes, we got an eminent personality, a different unique category nunchi from Dhruva Swati Garu, advocate. So it is quite interesting to hear an advocate in the next 30 to 45 minutes and sharing and would like to share her views on the present industry and what kind of issues we are facing and what are the solutions she must be having. So all WeVysya viewers, please stay tuned and pour in your messages in our live chat box and pose your questions. So I'll be very happy to take your questions and give it to her for the better answers on all legal issues. So welcome to WeVysya present We Talk Show season 4 and episode 16. So stay tuned and let's welcome together today's guest Swati Garu on this show. Hi Swati Garu, ఎలా ఉన్నారు? Very good evening. Welcome to WeVysya Talk Show.
Hello, good evening to WeVysya family. Anta
Nice,
బాగున్నాము. I hope everyone are doing the same.
nice, superb. ఓకే, మీరు వీ టాక్ షోలో రావటానికి ఎలా ఫీల్ అవుతున్నారు?
I'm feeling very excited. చాలా
Okay.
హ్యాపీగా ఉంది. So for being here in our WeTalk show. Uh, so it is a large platform and also for the better reach and networking as well.
Okay. Okay. సో వీ టాక్ షోలో రావటానికి జస్ట్ క్వశ్చన్ క్యూరియస్ క్వశ్చన్, వీ టాక్ షోలో రావటానికి వెర్ యూ బిహైండ్ ఆర్ వేర్ ఆర్ కోఆర్డినేటర్స్ ఆర్ బిహైండ్ యూ?
uh, Coordinators were behind, and even I was also interested, so I
Right.
can reach out to people
Okay.
honestly. But yeah, it was a sudden information for me today actually.
Okay. 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 Being a professional, you are already prepared anyway. So,
Yes,
okay. Very nice.
thank you.
Swati garu, welcome to WeVysya Talk Show episode 16. And coming from a unique category, that too from advocate. You're an advocate, practicing advocate.
Yes,
Great to host you today as a
pleasure
guest.
too.
Right. So just say hi to all of yours and just brief your profile. How did you ended up in picking up, a law as a profession? Because coming from a Vaishya family, definitely either you would have got married after graduation or you would have been somewhere in business. So just brief your profile for the benefit of our viewers.
Sure, I'll do that for you. So, as you already mentioned, I'm an advocate, practicing advocate. So, I'm specialized into real estate, that is like property. So, here
More
I
interesting subject.
here I provide opinions on the property, whether purchasing the property is free from litigations or not. So in future, the purchaser or the client should not run around the courts.
Okay. So
So
what provoked you to get into this profession?
this is
When you designed your career from the childhood, or you just happened? Let's talk
no,
about
it just
career.
happened. So because real estate is a booming sector, as you all know, and everybody as an individual would prefer to have their own asset like buildings, properties. So that made me to choose this field. But basically, I am an MBA postgraduate. So
Oh,
and I worked for 6 years in the bank. So
okay.
combining with my MBA finance plus the advocacy, so I can guide people on the opinions. So they'll
Oh,
be in the
great.
safe hands.
Absolutely. No wonder why this confidence is coming up. You have a backup as an MBA. Right.
Yes,
Very
definitely.
nice. So basically, advocates can speak out. I mean, yeah, you all well versed with all sections and the law and the rules and everything. But then when it comes to the outspeaking, definitely it will be tough. But then you are different from all of others because you are and have that MBA backup
Yeah, that is an added advantage for me.
advantage. Your communication.
Yes,
Yeah, oh, I'm absolutely fine. Okay, so good that you born in Bangalore, raised here in Bangalore.
yes, yes. I'm a Bangalorean.
Bangalorean, typical Bangalorean.
Yes,
Okay, you raised there, and then when you done your MBA, and when when rising Bangalore, the city has grown in the last 20 years, huge. But
yes.
as an MBA graduate, definitely lot many corporates would have been behind you to be there in their companies. But
Uh,
what provoked you to get into this law as a profession? What I think is there any strong reason or you have any experience that you got into law?
the strong reason was the US timing. So the main drawback was in the corporate is timings.
Okay.
So managing, yeah, as housewife, then having a kid, then it was like a tough phase for me. So then
Oh,
I had to
amazing.
drop out from the corporate, and then I have to because this was a dream of starting my own company.
Right, right.
So I had to choose some profession, kind of profession where it supports my goals as well.
Amazing, superb. Unlike others, yeah, even though you got married, you're not stuck, or yourself didn't stuck your life, and but again you extended your wings to become an entrepreneur. For that, you have chosen a profession, and you've done your advocacy. I mean, law.
Yes, yes. We shouldn't stop. See, if there is a barrier for one opportunity, like the opportunities are various, so we
Very
shouldn't uh, stop at one.
inspiring, superb. You're definitely an inspiration for the upcoming entrepreneurs, women entrepreneurs, and already housewives. That housewife, I mean, even though you're in Vysya and you definitely will be under pressure for marriage after post graduation, still you are making your dreams alive by just following your passion to get into profession. Awesome,
Yes.
very awesome, awesome.
Thank you.
Very excited to hear you more. So, I mean, about your subject now. Okay,
Yeah.
from
Even I am
MBA.
also excited to share
Yes.
the insights.
Very good. You done MBA, worked in a corporate for 6 years. You couldn't manage the timings with the family, balancing family. You came back, started your again from the scratch. It's not that extension of MBA. It's
Ah,
altogether a different subject as a law,
correct.
which requires a lot of brains to understand, and come out with the solutions. So, how did you manage your time to get into this? When you were ready, or you prepared mentally and physically, because having
Yeah.
a kid, coming back to
Mentally,
studies.
mentally we have to be prepared, and then it required a lot of dedication, and also I should thank my family in each and every aspect. They supported me.
Excellent, superb.
So
I'm
with
sure
all
without
these things,
them, this
it
wouldn't have
made
been
me
possible.
achieve my goal.
Excellent. Okay, okay. So when did all happen? I mean, when did all happen? This years.
In 2020 I took my LLB.
Okay,
So from past the years I'm practicing. It was a three
practicing.
years
Oh,
course.
and it's a
So
3 year course. 2020
yes,
you studied. 2023 passed out, and 3 years these 2 years you started practicing.
yes, I started practicing.
Amazing. Okay, so superb. Now let's come back. Let's come to the subject now on
Yes.
law. Okay, in law itself, you have a different, I think, kind of segregations. You have a
Hmm.
criminal, you have civil, you have you have civil and criminal and something else, right?
Yeah,
So,
basically
what
it
was
is
your
criminal
choice?
and civil. So
Right.
in civil, my choice was real estate.
Okay.
So where అంటే ఇప్పుడు people who purchase the property. So
Right.
వాళ్ళకి ఫస్ట్ వచ్చే థాట్
Okay.
ఏమంటే whether I will if I purchase the property, how safe I am in future. That
Okay.
is the
Okay.
first thought.
Thought.
So
Okay.
with that thought, they approach the advocates.
Okay.
So in that field, I provide the opinions to my clients.
Superb. So it was a wise thinking that you're coming from a female background. It was a wise thinking that out of you left the criminal cases aside, you kept you picked up the civil, and out of the civil you picked up real estate because it's booming. I mean, you
Yes.
subcategorized your passion in real estate, which is again a one more inspiring point that everyone should feel about, think about. Good, good. So real estate, which is booming up, and we have seen in the last couple of years, as and when there is a huge money involved, a lot of frauds also gets involved. I know property getting registered twice, thrice on the same document. I think these are the common queries comes in real estate. Okay, let's. I think for the benefit of viewers, we'll speak more on these lines on real
Yes.
estate, which is your favorite thing. Okay, now before getting into the discussion, what are the points that every businessman should think before going for registration? What he has to do? Step one, step two, step three.
ఫస్ట్ ఇప్పుడు ఎలా అంటే ఇఫ్ నౌ ఇన్ ద లేమన్ పర్స్పెక్టివ్ ఎలా అంటే
Okay,
నౌ ఇఫ్ ఫర్ ఎగ్జాంపుల్ ఏ పర్సన్ ఇస్ గాట్ ద బంచ్ ఆఫ్ డాక్యుమెంట్స్ సో
right.
హౌ విల్ ఈ సెగ్రిగేట్ సో ఫస్ట్ మనం ఏం చూస్తాము అంటే మదర్ డీడ్ సో
Mother deed.
యా
Okay,
ఫ్రమ్ వేర్ ద ప్రాపర్టీ హ్యాస్ evolved how it has evolved
okay.
and adi చూసుకొని we will see the flow whether it has passed from one hand to another hand and all the deeds have been executed properly
Hmm.
అనేసి we will check
Okay,
and in case if any of the particular deeds are missing in between so then we will have to check why it is
right. Okay. So
so
for
this is the
these to
basic.
understand, from a layman perspective, who is into a different business, he just have to want to buy a land. The first step is he will search for a buyer, good buyer,
Correct,
renowned buyer. Second, he'll go to the buyer and he'll inquire about the plot. He will pick up he'll ask to give the documents.
correct.
I think that is a step where lawyers, he has to involve lawyer like you.
Yes.
Yes.
So
Okay.
once we get the documents, so
Right.
they'll approach the advocate
Right.
stating that how good is this
This
property.
document, property.
Yeah.
Cool. Okay. Got it.
So there are role plays
Okay.
in understanding how good the document is, whether there are any loans or whether the property has any litigations on it.
Yes. Okay.
So all these things we figure it out and
Okay.
we prepare a report and we give it to the client
Client.
and we
Okay.
make them understand what are the red flags and how
Okay.
safe the person is in
Okay.
purchasing this property.
Property. Okay. So from the moment he gives you document till you give your report, what is the timeline generally you take?
So if it is, so we have a different kinds of property. Say for
Okay.
example, if it is an agricultural land,
Okay.
so in that case, the property documents usually is huge,
Okay.
and then the queries list is also different. So where we put multiple queries.
Okay.
If everything is there, so we will not ask. But if not, then we have to ask the respective questions to the client so that
Okay.
they will procure the documents and then furnish back to us.
Okay.
And then if it is normally a individual land, like individual property, residential or apartment, so in that case, it is easy, comparatively easy. I won't
Easy.
say it is easy. It's
Yes.
comparatively easy,
Right.
and it will get over in sooner period.
Okay. Okay. Approximately it would take about 15 to 15 days to
15
1 month.
days. Yeah, if all the documents are there, so it will 1 week to 10 days. So
Okay. So once the legal opinion is clear from your
mhm.
side, you say go ahead. Then
Yeah.
it's a choice of the buyer to go ahead and discussion on the finances part.
Discuss with the seller part. Yes.
Okay.
And once we give the legal opinion, the advice what we give is to safeguard the client. We will ask them to put a paper publication on the particular property and give
Mm.
the time frame of 7 days to 15 days
Mm.
either
Okay.
in both in English and Kannada newspaper. It's because I'm basically from Bangalore.
Bangalore.
Uh,
Yeah. Yeah.
yeah, we ask in the basically English and one local language newspaper.
Okay.
So the client perspective, in or in future, that we will have a proof that we have also given a paper publication for the respective property, and the person will be in a safer hand.
Okay. So is this the? I mean, is this the part of every transaction that everyone can should go for paper ad
Basic,
publication?
yeah, basically, I do suggest people with paper publication
Okay. Okay.
so that in case if at all, because these days, as you already mentioned, the frauds are
More
more. So it is always better that we are putting publishing in the newspaper, stating that we are going to purchase, and this is not a new concept as well.
as well.
But
Okay.
people do not follow because they will again say that it's like we have to wait for 7 more days.
Okay. Okay.
So
But
it is
then,
advisable for the paper publication.
oh, right. When you're investing crores of rupees or lakhs of rupees, it's worth of waiting 7 days rather
Yes,
than losing
correct.
out the money, right?
Yeah.
Okay. So step
And
one, selecting the property. Step two, collecting the documents. Step three, give it to you. You will take 15 days to clear the legal aspects of it, and you
yes,
give your report. Step four,
correct.
he will go back and again go for publication.
Huh.
Step five, he will get into the finance
There
system.
will be some negotiations, and in case if the client is going for bank loans, for
Right,
example, so in that case bank will also ask for the legal to be clear. They
right.
will do from their end, and also they will ask us the opinion.
Again, okay,
Basically whatever we have given for the client.
okay.
So from there, and so it's like a double check what they
Check.
do.
Okay,
And then
okay.
once the loan is approved or loan is sanctioned, then we fix a date for the registration, and then the property gets registered.
Registered. Okay, right.
So this is the
For some
end-to-end
cases,
process.
absolutely fine. For some cases wherein the bank employs you as an advocate already, then
uh,
things would be very easy for a client.
Actually, I am an empaneled advocate also for the bank.
Yes,
So in that perspective, I provide only opinions for the banks.
okay,
There will not be a conflict of opinions. So if whoever approaches, if it is the bank, then I'll give from the bank perspective.
okay.
So in the bank perspective, how it varies is like in case if there is any default of loans,
Loans, okay,
so how safe the bank is in enforcing the SAFESI proceedings
right.
and taking the property under their control.
Okay,
So you might have seen, right, on
yes,
all the property like OS suit number pending and all, like, so the
yes, yes.
bank in case of defaulters, so they have the rights to pitch in and encroach the property.
Oh, very nice. Okay, then this is okay. This is from the bank perspective.
This is from
Point
the
of
bank perspective.
view. Okay, okay. Right. For individual who want to buy, just in case what we're discussing, the first
Hmm.
case where an individual buyer is buying a plot or the land, or in that case, when he has to approach the bank for the financial arrangements, again the legal opinion matters, right? For the bank,
Yes, it
whether
matters.
the bank should give the loan to that property or not, whether it is properly, I mean, it's registered under certain
Yeah,
regulations or not, right?
yes, correct. And the banks will have their own set of empaneled advocates.
Okay.
So they will not approach the individual advocates.
Advocate.
So they
Okay.
will have their set of group.
Right.
So basically, then in that case, the agents they approach the advocates, empaneled advocates, with all
Okay.
these set of documents and stating that they will have a market value or the fair value, or whether they cannot just, if the property valuation is only 60 lakhs and if the client go ask for 1 crore, so it is not possible. So
Possible.
they
Right.
have a person who will give all these market value, and then based on that they will sanction the loan.
Actual loan. Got it. Got it. Yeah, but that's why my question was coming to you is that if you are an empaneled to a bank, and the same client has approached you, routing to the same bank, will the task become more easier for such kind of individuals because you are
In
there handling both the sides?
No, in that case, we are not supposed to, because professional ethics comes into picture, and we would have
Okay.
already made a statement or like told the bank that we wouldn't deal with the both buyer as well as the seller perspective. So in
Okay.
that
Nice.
case, we are always with the banks as an impaneled advocate.
Okay. Nice. Okay. Got it. Okay.
So
What?
it is like a transparent and a fair approach.
Right.
It will be.
Excellent. Got it. What is extra precautions now an individual as a businessman should take care before finalizing a property?
So
Apart from what we analyzed a case now, example case, apart from that, what other precautions to be taken? One should not fall into the trap of real estate.
basically, a person we will just see, right, the encumbrance certificate. So
EC.
or yeah, EC, the short form.
Mm,
There
mm,
we will
mm,
come to know whether
mm.
the person the in EC only the registered deeds will come into picture.
Picture. Okay.
Yeah. In case if the property is not registered,
Mm.
like for example, if we have made an agreement, sale agreement, if it
Okay.
is registered, definitely it comes into the picture of EC.
It reflects in EC whenever we
Yes.
go and take the certificate.
Yes.
Got
So we
it.
can
Okay.
just ask the seller that you have already made an agreement. So how fair that you are selling back again to me?
Me. Okay. So it's imperative and essential that anyone who is buying property first go and
Mm.
check EC of that
Yeah,
particular property.
EC till the previous date we ask.
Okay. So will they give to any person whoever goes on any property?
We can take online.
Okay. Oh, very
Uh,
nice.
yes,
Okay.
that now the systems are available that we can download EC
Okay. If
through
we have the
online.
exactly the location of the address or something, the property document, property number, we can pick up EC.
We can pick up the EC, but we
EC.
have to key in the properly all the details, and also
Right.
we can do a name search also,
Okay. Property search. Okay.
in property search as well as name search.
Name search.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay. Got it.
So, and it reflects all the transaction. There, one can search whether the property is in the current owner's name or it's already been transferred through any mode, whether deed, like sale deed or agreement. So, in case if the person has already made an agreement and approaching you, for example, to purchase the property, so it's always like the previous agreement has to be cancelled,
Okay. Okay.
and then uh, the seller has to approach a new buyer.
New buyer. Okay. The previous agreement supposed to get cancelled and the same will reflect in EC also. That they
Yes,
had got registered and
yes,
cancelled.
yes. In case if it is registered, it will definitely reflect.
Reflecting. Okay,
Yeah.
excellent. Okay. So that is the biggest, safest point everyone to be aware is that any property first check EC.
Yes, first check EC and
EC
tax paid receipt.
receipts.
Yeah,
Okay.
the
Okay.
current year's tax paid receipt where the current owner's name will be
Hmm.
there in the
Okay.
because usually tax pay will be made by the current owner. So and
Absolutely.
that gets captured in the tax paid receipt.
Okay. Very nice.
And in because these real estate is a state law, so in Karnataka we have e-kata.
Okay. E-Khata. True.
Yeah,
True.
so
True.
where all the property photo, then the owner's photo, everything gets captured, and this is one of the new method for registration and safeguarding the customers,
Customers.
clients.
Excellent.
So
Okay.
from October, it started this e-kata. So in Karnataka, without this e-kata, we cannot register the property.
Property. Okay. Okay. Very nice. I think this is very valuable information. What you're sharing is today. Great. So until unless they are registered, the property is registered, e-Khata number will not be allocated.
No, it will not be there.
Okay. Now once e-Khata number is there, from a buyer perspective, it is somewhere 80% is safer.
Yeah, because we will come to know whether it is a khata property
Property
or
or
b khata or whatever it is, like how safe, and then whether the current owner
hmm,
is still whether the property is still in the current owner's name.
owner's name or not. Okay. Fair enough. So that is from a government side as helping the
Government's initiative to
initiative to make
safeguard,
sure to
yes,
safeguard the buyers.
buyers.
Because a
And
lot of
even
in India, basically, 60% are in the middle class region where the first dream for them is house,
yes,
right? And I'm sure this is be a way. I mean, a lot of sentiments get attached to the first house and first
correct,
land. So
first
definitely,
time,
this
yes.
all must be important to consider. Absolutely, great.
And the second initiative, like while registering, the Aadhaar number gets
Hmm.
linked, and the OTP will be generated.
Right.
So the seller will come to know. So the
Okay.
fraudulent transactions will be avoided.
Avoid. Absolutely. Okay.
So this is also one of the initiative it's
Right.
been taken. So now
Okay.
without Aadhaar card,
There is
um,
no registration across at
yes,
all. Yes, yes.
we cannot proceed with the registrations.
The KYC itself has been taken over by Aadhaar
Yeah,
now.
KYC is a must. And
MS.
that too, you have to update Aadhaar itself, not any, like in
Understood.
very few cases, PAN number can be done, but still it is again the sub registrar discretion whether we can go ahead and get it done. But Aadhaar is a must.
Superb. Amazing. Amazing discussion we had. But quickly we'll go to the messages which are getting flown in. We'll see some technical questions if we at all if we come across.
Sure,
Yes.
sure.
The first message from Sandesh Kumar Garu. Hi. Good evening, Ramesh Garu and Swati Garu. It feels proud that a lawyer from our community, and that is a lady who fights for justice legally. Wow. She's a real estate expertise, knowledgeable, and ability to handle complex cases. All the best, Swati Garu. Superb
Thank you
accolades.
so much, Sandesh Garu.
Pawan Garu saying namaste.
Namaste.
Our global president Garu saying hi, Mr. Ramesh Garu and Mrs. Swati Garu. Nice profession, very rare in women of Vysya, that too in property legality. All the best, ma'am, and keep inspiring. Wow, good.
Thank you so much.
Unati Garu, a co-moderator. Good evening, both of you. Swati is very sweet person, good friend too. All the best, dear.
Thank you.
Praveen Garu saying all the best, Swati.
Thank you.
Pavan Garu is saying good evening, Swati madam and Ramesh sir. All the best. Okay, Suvarna Garu, second message. Swati ma'am, recently we met a case where the property owned by landlord from past 40 years, which has no previous linked documents. Can you suggest if want to take it, what are the measures we can take?
So in this case, they usually say 30 years. From the bank perspective, they usually see 30 years.
Okay,
Okay, but for them, it is whether if they default the loan, so only 30 years documents they see and they take the opinion. But as
okay,
an individual, it is for a lifetime asset.
right,
So in that case we it is like recommended that if there are no previous documents, it is advisable not to purchase such property, because we have so many properties. So advice is to purchase the best property where it is a litigation free and where you have all the set of documents.
okay,
And now I'll just give an example. Like we can procure documents, because they usually say that in the office or anywhere, if they
yes,
go in
right,
the concerned authorities, they will say that we don't have the documents. No, that is very much wrong. They will
okay,
have one set of documents.
okay.
So in that case, it is always better to procure the documents and then uh,
Then
purchase the property.
so in this case, what Dr. Suvanagar is saying, 40 years property owned by one person, but he says he doesn't have a previous documents, which is generally would not be the case in any scenario across the states.
Yes.
They
So
would be
yes,
having
they would be having, but
a
if not, we can apply for a certified copy.
copy from government
Yes,
authorities,
government authorities
municipality
definitely
or
they
local
will get it.
corporation.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Okay. Okay. And in this thing, you clearly states that this property should not be bought because after once you buy, and I mean, the link documents might come with
Yes,
litigation later.
definitely with
Right.
litigation later, and we will not be knowing. Yeah, they
Right.
might be assuming that we are the owners, but we
Right.
never know. In usually in villages, they would have pledged the documents like for the
Elsewhere. Yes.
heads,
For the
local
loan. Yeah.
heads or any.
Yes.
But
Yes.
in that cases, they will say that we do not have. But at least they could have given a loss of documents complaint.
Okay.
So usually we ask in such cases, we ask whether the if they say that we do not have the documents, we ask whether the concerned person has raised a complaint.
Complaint. Okay. Okay.
So at least we have some authentication.
Absolutely. Okay. Straight case. Superb. Okay. Hope Suvanagaru would have got his answer, and he should not buy this property. Okay. Vijay Mohan Shivagaru is saying good evening, both of you. Good evening, Andy. Ajay Nagraj is saying good evening, Ramesh Garu and Swati Garu. Good evening.
Good evening.
Nenumi Sudhir from Netra. Good evening, madam. All the best, ma'am. Thank you, sir. Suvarna Garu, as acknowledged, thank you so much, madam. He has taken his decision.
Yeah, thank you. Hope the query was answered.
Answered. Very nice. Okay, right. Now, okay, now coming to the another messages, we'll wait for some more messages. So, yes, ma'am. Now, coming to this, we have seen individual properties still now that one has to take care of the certain list of documents which you said for the individual property. And what if for the real people who are in the real estate business? That is one again the second context. From an individual perspective, you have really briefed very well as an individual buyer and a seller, and what where you will pitch in, where they have to take care. Now, coming to the second perspective, that Vaishyas typically also into real estate business, right? As a companies they float, they go aggressively to put layouts, apartments, everything. A few other circumstances wherein after construction the litigation comes out and they don't know what to do at that point of time, right? So for the real estate business owners, I mean, why don't you just share your inputs? What do they have to take care as a company?
Okay, so usually real estate they will go by advertisements usually, and in the sense, if I see a property, they will just post. So they'll act like a middleman usually, but they will
Mm,
not
mm,
deal with all these property documents. So they are
okay,
just act as a person in just getting the business and
okay,
settling the deal done. So, with
okay,
the litigation perspective, so in the sale deeds or any of the deeds, we will, that's the reason we put a clause. In case of any litigations, in that case, the seller has to compensate for the loss.
okay, okay,
So we will not blame the real estate person here, because even
okay.
they are also an individual who will not be knowing how fair or how good
Fair,
the
yeah,
property is.
right,
So
right,
from their business perspective, they will do it, like
right.
buying and selling. So, but as an advocate, we have to pitch in. We have to put all the clauses in safeguarding the clients.
Right. Okay, got it. But then, if you a real estate firm who are into construction of apartments, he started his constructing his flats, and later there's a litigation in the land. By the time already some residents would have booked the flats. In such scenario, what the real estate company should take all the precautions before signing up this or before starting up their construction activity.
So usually, how these apartments will work is the land will be owned by one person,
Right.
and the developers or the builders will jointly join with the owners, entering into a joint development agreement,
Okay.
and then depending on the sharing ratio with the
Hmm.
landowners and
Right.
the builders, they will start constructing the apartments.
Apartments. Right. Right.
So, one as an individual who wants to buy the apartment has to see whether the same, like I already mentioned, the title
Mentioned.
flow
Yes.
has
Yes.
to be checked, and all the approvals. Like we have a particular regulation authority, RERA
Okay.
authorities, where they
Okay.
provide all the sanction plans, building plans, how it has to be constructed. So the person who is purchasing the apartment has to check that.
Okay.
Now, usually, for example, it will be like basement G plus 3 floors, but
Right.
usually they would have constructed one plus one. So in that, like for example, penthouse, and
Yes.
they will give for little lesser budget as well.
Right.
People, we usually once if anything less comes, so usually
You
I
don't
don't
accept.
see people, me even in case of mine also, we generally tend, it's a people mindset, we tend and go purchase.
Right. Right.
So
Right.
in it's matter of another 5 to 10 lakhs, please do purchase where property which has all the approvals and sanctions.
Sanction. Right.
And also for the construction, in that perspective, I say that please follow the sanction plans and authorities. Now, for example, we never knew that e-kata will come into picture. The
Right.
land is in e-kata, but
Okay.
in case if there is any deviation, the property becomes b-kata.
Oh. Okay.
So now those kind of apartments are not getting registered.
Register. Oh, B Kata apartments will not get registered.
Yes, because
The
we don't
construction
have
is over.
e-Khata.
The agreement is over. Construction is over. Possession is over. But you
Yes,
don't get registered.
yes, it's not getting registered only because of a new rule stating that we have to have the e-Khata. But for B-Khata properties, we are not getting e-Khata, so it
Oh,
takes time.
right. Oh, you need to fight.
Yes. So in that case, the apartments, people who are willing to purchase apartments, make sure that this one criteria is a must to check.
Okay. But what if the person is already have a flat completed? I mean, 10 years before he bought a flat, and that time the concept was not there. So what has to do
In
now?
that cases, those who are having the kata, for them existing, they are giving. It's
Okay.
only the newly constructed apartments we are not getting.
Okay. Okay.
But we do get, but it takes time.
Sometime. Okay.
Yes, it takes some time. In the so we have to wait.
Okay. Very nice. Super. So this is for the builder's point of view.
Yes, from the
Yes.
builders
Builder's point of view. Okay.
construction.
For the builders who are into layouts, they just take the piece of land, convert into putting in the road. They put the roads and cut into pieces and send as a plots. So what kind of precautions they have to take care?
In that cases again we have to make sure that there is no any state highway or national highway coming and running in those
Yes.
areas of land. Usually these plots will be done by the agricultural land. They will take a huge agricultural land and then get a DC conversion stating from agricultural to non-agricultural purpose, and then they form the layouts,
Oh,
and
nice.
then and then they make sites and start selling.
Start selling.
So
Right.
in that case we have to see whether the said property or the said land has got a DC approval
Okay.
stating this previously it was agricultural land, and now it has been given it for non-agricultural land
Okay.
residential.
So that conversion has to be approved
Sorry.
from agricultural to non-agricultural land conversion supposed to be approved by the authorities.
Yes, it has to be approved by the authorities,
Yes.
and then after that they will make sites, and that after making sites individually the said sites will be sold.
So
And in
okay.
that cases we have to get all the concerned endorsements from the authorities, like for example NHAI, like national highway, state
Right.
highway, or whether in few cases whether it is the land is being a PTCL land where it is for SCST. In that cases we have to get the endorsements from the concerned department stating these lands are not belonging to PTCL. These are not a PTCL lands,
Land.
it is a general land.
General land. Okay. Got it. Oh, very valid information. Excellent. Super. So we have few more messages coming in. Let's see if we have any technical questions there coming up. So she's the upcoming powerful and knowledgeable advocate. My best wishes to her from Deepak Kalyan.
Thank you.
One more message, a bigger message from Vijaya Mohan Shiva, Kaundilia House, Hyderabad. Many people face issues with property fraud or document forgery these days. What are the key things one should check before buying a property? I am sure she would have answered, or she has answered already. What common mistakes do people make during property transactions that lead to legal trouble later? Yes, I think this is a unique question.
So here the main mistakes is like duplication of sale deeds.
Sale deeds. Okay.
So now it is like because of EC, before it was a handwritten EC prior
Hmm.
to 2004. So in that case, the entries would have missed. So
Right.
now it is a computerized entries where we have.
Okay.
So in considering that the entries or the fraud has minimized, I'll say.
Minimized. Okay. So
So
basically, duplication of sale deeds can be overcome if at all, if the buyer can go and pick up the EC from the authority to check whether the sold property has been sold already or not.
Yes, correct.
Simple. Simple.
Yes, simple.
One has to
From the
do this
EC, we
hard
will
work.
come to know.
One has to do this, at least this hard work, before finalizing the sale
Finalizing the property.
property. True. Simple logic. There is
Huh.
no other go. Easy.
And then
It's a mantra.
we as an advocate do the verification of the original documents.
Yes.
So
Okay.
there we can come to know the texture of the documents.
Document. Right.
So
Right.
that's the reason we will not accept any of the laminated documents,
Absolutely. Okay. Okay. Got it.
because one,
Even though it appears original, but it
yes,
might be fabricated.
fabricated. So please, people, though even though it is the old documents, do not do any lamination for your original documents.
Got it. So this is one of the valid point which you mentioned now. Basically, when we go through brokers and the mediators, these issues rise up. One second, when you go through a very close companion, you tend to not to check all this because of the belief what you develop over the period of time.
Yes,
But still, when it comes to the purchasing of a property, you should not compromise whether he is a very good, very close relative or however it is. The lawyer should be involved from the day one.
correct.
I think this has to be the this has to be the rule.
Yes,
No
because
emotions attached.
true. Because you might be the close friend of mine, but definitely the one who
Absolutely.
has sold for you will not be the close friend. So
Yes,
uh,
absolutely.
the flow will be different from one person to another. So it is
Hmm.
always advisable to take the opinions.
Opinion. Okay. So, for the benefit of the viewers, to conclude or to come, it's not a conclusion, it's coming to a summarization is that before purchasing any property, blindly pick up a documents on the buyer and give it to lawyer. Simple.
Yes, correct.
Give it
And
to Swati Garu. Okay.
yes, yes, definitely. Please give me the documents
Yeah.
and do the
Wherever he
negotiation.
is, whether he is in Vijayawada or Hyderabad or Visakhapatnam.
Correct.
Okay.
See,
So, through
so
WeVysya, you will expand your offices, that's for sure.
definitely, thank you.
Good. So that is the summarization till now. That please, any transaction you do in pertains to real estate, pick up the document first and give it to lawyer. Let her check. Let her come back with opinion. Then you can go for the step two. Simple.
Correct.
Close issue. Yes. So his question was that many people face issues with property fraud or document forgery. Yeah, these are taken care, provided you don't put step two before step one.
Correct. So it is always better to go step by step procedure rather
Procedure.
than to hurry
Rush
the
it up.
transaction
Yeah,
process.
because sometimes what the lucrative offers comes in says that before month end you book a land for 6,000 rupees. Later it might go up.
Correct, correct.
Registration
But we
charges
have
goes up.
to hold on.
Hold on for the curiosity than losing complete money.
Yes. So it
Yes.
is always
Right.
better to wait and then
Go
proceed
for it.
further. Step
Yes.
by step procedure is required.
Absolutely. So the common mistakes what people during property transactions that lead to legal is simple. They'll miss out
So
steps.
the, yes, absolutely.
So that is the only way that they can get into a legal trouble.
Right.
So
And
why not? Yeah, please
and
go ahead.
also please, when we say that these are the essential documents, so
Yes,
try to furnish those documents.
absolutely. First is
Uh,
that, yes, valid
correct,
point, essential documents. And secondly is that people should be aware what are the essential documents are.
correct. They have
It's
to
not
be
only the
aware.
property
And when
document, it is
we
always a
insist,
linked documents also.
yes, linked documents also. And when we insist that these are the documents, so try to procure those documents. If not,
Absolutely.
please understand the consequences. Like if these documents are not there, what are the issues that will be faced in future?
In future. Absolutely. Got it.
So to avoid any trouble, so it is always advisable to procure the documents and keep it safely for
Yes.
further transactions.
Absolutely. Good, good, good. Okay. So Sanjay Garu is saying good evening, Ramesh and Swati Garu. Good going. Thank you, sir. Achana Gupta Garu is saying good evening, both of you. Good evening, ma'am. Praveen Garu is saying good evening. Can we sell a property less than the guidance value? What percentage less is safe?
So less than the guidance value is acceptable, but the
Okay.
stamp duty has to be paid on the guidance value.
Okay. So you will be loser anyways. So
Yes.
there's no logic in selling.
Huh. There's no
Okay.
logic.
Okay. Okay. Superb. I think Vijay Mohan Gar got his answer very well. Thank you, Swati Gar, for your valuable input. He said. Hope she has answered. Yes, yes, definitely. Yeah, that's a great opinion what she has shared to every one of us. Okay. So that's from the messages part. Okay, coming again to our discussion, we have spoken on the retail buyer, individual buyer. We spoke on a bulk real estate developer, the precautions he has to take, and now coming to this overall as a real estate industry, which is going now ahead. So overall, you're saying as in we are believing more in technology now, everything becoming online.
online.
So how our guys is our guys are ready to more into online because the frauds also going up in online. Here, one side everything is becoming online. So what precautions there one has to be taken
There
care?
instance online we do not have any of the transactions. Everything is manual. We have to go to sub registrar and
Hmm.
then get all the documents registered physically.
Okay, okay,
So here still the deeds or documents has not come to the stage where it is electronic. So still it
oh,
is a physical method only where we have to go submit the documents,
okay,
and to that extent still we are in the physical mode itself.
okay.
But
Oh,
here,
potential real estate. Now, most of the companies are sending e-sign contracts over the mail, like loans. Everything is online now. Gone all the days that we sign all that 100 pages up, right, straight. All that is gone. It's only on a click. Everything is getting signed.
correct, digital signature.
Digital signatures, right? So that is gone. And I mean, that is not there in real estate as of
No,
now.
that is not there in
Yeah,
the property registrations. But
right,
still, as you mentioned, the contract signed, like for example, any agreements between parties where
right,
mutually it will happen. So in
right.
that cases, this e-sign works,
Yes,
and how again the authentication matters there. Authenticity matters.
matters. Right, right. Depend on the company where we are dealing with.
Yes, yes.
Yes. So
And
fortunately,
usually
real
the
estate still
signature also will have a validity of 1 year. So that also we have to be keeping in mind and then checking.
absolutely. So fortunately, that e-sign has not come yet to real estate, and it will be very tough also.
Yes,
Without the
yes,
touch and
definitely.
feel of the land, you really can't go and
Correct. We
purchase.
will not come to know whether they are forcibly making a person to sell, whether through coercion or threat. But here now, in the physical presence in front of the sub register, where they take your photo digitally and take a fingerprint, you cannot say that still I was made forcibly sign the document.
Okay,
So
nice,
in that case, still a person is safe.
safe, good.
But here what I again tell people is like we have to see whether in see now for example these and all we will come to know through EC. We will not
Right,
come to know whether will, for example, or any power of attorney what we have given
right.
to any third person, those transaction will not reflect in EC.
Easy. Okay. So for that again, a lawyer required.
Yes, correct. Again, in those scenarios, we have to check whether a person has executed a will
Okay,
for any person in their family or given any power of attorney.
okay.
In such scenarios, we have to be little careful.
Careful. Okay. Very nice. Okay. So, ma'am, we spoke about the retailer side and the real estate builder side everywhere. We have now we come towards the lawyer side. Okay. This 15 days of time frame you take to verify the documents and so at the back end, what kind of network you have that you could able to check where these guys are not able to check?
We have a
What
procurement team.
happens exactly from back end at your side?
No, we will go through all the documents.
Okay. Clause and
Okay.
conditions, each and everything.
Terms and condition each and every clause we check, and
Right.
then we check manually, and then we also check through online where we have certain apps or certain this thing where we can see documents and also the sketch layout of the plans of that
Hmm.
particular property. whether it comes in that particular zone or anything. So all these things we will check from our back.
Okay. So do you have separate network and separate apps where it is not separate online portals where it is not accessible to general public? That's how you could able to do all this.
Yes, we do have few
In,
portals where we
okay.
can check.
Only you can check.
Yes,
Only lawyers can check.
yeah, we have the
Okay.
access. Where we
Okay.
will be registering in all those portals. So
Yes.
we have some particular login ID credentials where we
Yes.
can go check the documents, survey documents, basically, for example,
Okay.
for agricultural lands or RTC, PANI, what we call.
Okay.
All these
Okay.
things we can check.
Check alone. Okay. That's how you create that importance. Otherwise, everyone will become a lawyer and everyone can do that. Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
just it's just a flow, so everybody can just
Yeah.
understand and go through.
Yeah, absolutely. Okay. Good. So there is some definitely unique that process that you lawyers will follow so that
Correct.
people
And we also see certain clause, and we refer the books, and we
books.
refer the acts,
That's
because
exactly.
acts change from time to time. We have to keep updated ourselves.
Okay.
So, and it is all interlinked. If there is an impact on one act, it will have a generally, usually have an impact on the other
Good.
as well. For example, like ikata, like it has an impact on the apartments. So we
Right.
should keep updated ourselves with all the knowledge,
Knowledge and the government policies,
government policies, and the current affairs,
local
current situation.
jurisdictions.
Yeah, local jurisdictions basically.
Absolutely.
And we will not know when the BBMP, for example, they change, they make laws. So we
Yes.
have to be
Anytime based on
updated.
the pressure from the government,
Correct.
anytime they can change. And
Yes.
everyone talks about Bangalore traffic. So anything can be changed overnight.
Correct. Correct. Anything can happen overnight.
And for the infrastructure development, we need to abide all that. Right.
Yeah.
Oh, very nice. Okay. Solid information from you on this.
Thank
Okay.
you.
Sandesh Garu saying in Karnataka, stamp duty remains single slab or will it vary depending on value of property or plot?
Uh, in this, it is usually 6.65% if it is a normal property. And this is, I'm talking about the residential property. If it
Okay.
is commercial property, it is like a 40% slab is more. And again, if it is a corner property, plus 10%.
Oh,
So
stamp
it,
duty. 10% of the property value
yes, it varies.
varies. Okay.
So in this scenario, we have slabs.
Okay.
So 6.65% is the general slab,
General
normal
slab
slab.
for a normal house buyer.
Yeah, for a normal house buy. And also here, one thing I like to say is, if any person is purchasing the property, we have to check the boundaries.
Boundaries.
So
Okay.
usually, if these days we come across a land, all four sides land. So where is the road? It
Okay.
might be a typographical error, or really they do not have the access to road.
That's true.
In
Okay.
that case, because I recently came across this case, so it was like a tough, challenging situation.
Okay.
In that case, we have to see, because one side we have to have a road, any of the direction.
Absolutely. Otherwise, how will he goes at least to his place?
Yes. So
Okay.
this is one thing what we have to check.
Okay.
As a normal person, that is the first thing what we have to check. And the measurements.
Measurements. Whether it is matching to the base plan or not.
Correct.
Excellent. Super. Okay. So hope this is answered, Sandesh Garu. 10% is huge in Bangalore.
Yeah,
If
that
the
is only for
property
a
is
corner
corner
property.
property, if they are picking up about 1.5 crore, 15 lakhs is the stamp duty.
Yes.
Yes.
And again, it depends on the area.
Absolutely. Okay. Okay. Right. Nataraju Garu is saying, asking a question. Jai Vasvi, Andy, good evening, everyone. I am Nataraju from Koushika House, Bangalore. Good and nice to hear some rules and regulations, getting some awareness while purchasing and selling the building, okay, land, flats, etc. Okay, thank you, sir. Hope we Vaishya Talk Show will give you more insights like this. Okay. Naga Kiran Kumar Garu, good evening, both of you. Good evening, Andy. Okay, so these are the messages. Okay, ma'am. Your 2 years of experience practice. Is you, but you spoke volume of 20 years.
No, because I was clear, like from the time I took this LLB, I was clear in what I want to
Yeah,
opt as a specialization. So
absolutely.
in that case, I did all my internship in the real estate itself. That was an added advantage for me,
Okay.
where I could gain more insights on the real estate
And
property.
from the day one, you were like rocking on real estate. Like, I mean, you have the clarity and the, that, what do you say, pattundi subject lo.
Mm. Yeah, అది మళ్ళీ experience తో వస్తుంది. So
Absolutely.
I in my previous company I used to do completely on real estate with all the big builders, like for example Concord, Mantri, where
Okay.
we had all agricultural land. So it was an added advantage for me
Advantage to gain on hands-on
on
experience.
hands-on experience.
Absolutely. Super. You got a good
Because
exposure.
each
Really.
individual land was different.
Right, right.
It
So
depends on
you,
case, differed from case to case.
yes, right. Very nice. So in 2 years of your journey, were you ever felt that, Baba, you got into this industry?
No, never. Till now,
Never.
no. Because every day is a challenging task.
Yes,
And it's like learning a new thing for me. It's not a
absolutely.
routine. It's
And
not cut copy paste. You have to use your brains.
great, superb. What was your first first experience like? The moment you came in, you started your practice, and the first client has come. What are you running through? Were you
Uh,
excited? Were you nervous? Were you could able to pick up?
I was nervous and then I was happy too because it was lots of papers to study.
Okay, being a first case that too.
First case, yes. It was
Okay.
like almost some 180 acres of land where we
Oh,
had huge number of papers. It was like a bundle of papers, and it
first
took
case
me
itself, lots of task.
yes, it took me one year 3 months to complete that complete project.
Awesome, but you could able to do it without
Yes,
any
yes,
hassles.
yes. Yeah.
Okay, without help of your seniors.
No, there was
There was
the help I definitely took in the initial days. Then over a period, I got the hands on it, and it was easy. Like
easy.
it was a
Excellent.
walkthrough cake.
Nice. Okay. So, how do being a professional, you keep getting clients, no doubt about it. You always found yourself felt somewhere that you have to market also, or no? It's just happening by its own.
It's happening on the own. Initial like 1 or 2 weeks where I took I started on my own practice. It was challenging where I had to manage everything on my own. So now
Okay.
I learned to delegate the task.
Okay. Outsourcing few things.
Outsourcing, yes. So
Okay.
marketing was not a challenge because I had the clients networking. So the managing everything on own self was a challenging one.
Nice. Managing both family and
Yes,
this
yes.
initial, right? Okay. But then now you have set up your office. Having you have any employees under you, or you just do on your own?
I have a team where myself I do the real estate. I have a separate team of litigation. So where we manage, we share the work.
Share the work, and finally you present in front of the client.
Yes,
Absolutely, very nice. So in 2 years of your journey, how many clients you acquired?
almost 35 to 40.
Clients,
It's
awesome.
like more of builders. I have a
Builders.
contact. Yeah.
Okay, okay.
So I have done almost 25 to 30 registrations also.
Oh, superb.
Uh, yes.
Excellent. Okay. So and these builders becomes a repetitive customers because as and when they go for a new venture, they will be hiring you.
Yes, yes. So they are the routine
Repeat
customers,
customers. Okay, very
regular
nice.
customers.
Superb overall. Excellent. Okay,
Yeah.
ma'am. Okay, and now let's talk about personal family. So Swati garu got married, and how was your journey? Love
Uh,
life, love before marriage or love after marriage?
love after marriage itself.
Okay,
So after my MBA, I got
okay,
married. So my husband is now working in Deloitte.
excellent. Okay,
I have a son. He's 10 years old.
Oh, is it? You,
Yes.
you doesn't look like.
So I have to manage between his studies as well.
Okay.
Now it's a holiday period, so he's enjoying. I'm also
Enjoy.
enjoying with my work.
Okay, very nice. So, in the transition time of like you completing your MBA, getting married, and setting up your family, having kid, extended families, all that. When did you manage to pull out the time and study for law?
Uh, this is in the time of COVID, so where
Mhm.
we used to be at home,
Okay.
and that was a time where I got completely for myself
Oh,
and completed this LLB.
fantastic.
So we used to not go out. So all
Okay.
24/7, the time was of yours.
Okay, nice. So entire world was scared and didn't have an idea what to do, but you already done a course in that 2 years, 3 years
Yes,
during
yes.
COVID.
So
Okay. So
COVID
COVID
was
has
not a waste for me.
yes, COVID has indirectly helped you a lot then.
Yes, yes.
Very nice. Glad. So now, how was your Vivysya journey started? And how was your life before Vivysya and after Vivysya?
As soon as I quit my previous job, I joined WeVysya.
In the year?
So yeah, in November probably I joined November December. That is
Okay.
the time where I set up my own firm also.
2023,
24,
4.
24.
Okay. Last year.
Yes,
Okay.
yes.
Okay.
So this platform I came to know from my husband itself because I
Okay.
am not social media person. So
Okay.
he told me. So
Okay.
and then from Bangalore, Unnati gave a lead. So that was my when entering into Vivysya. And
Vivysya.
I'm happy that I'm also a member, a proud member of Vivysya family.
Vivysya. Atreya.
Dhruva House.
Dhruva. Okay. So you are in any management committee or any any head table or just
No,
no?
as of now,
Because you just started
I
in
just started. Yes,
right. And I hope you will take up positions in future.
yeah. Hopefully in
Okay.
future.
Very nice. When I just, I had an apprehension that, you being a lawyer professional, what kind of questions I can ask? How do you do it? But without much realization, we have completed our,
Initially, I was like thinking 1 hour, how can this show go on? So, but I never felt until I never realized as well.
yes, that's your knowledge that kept me move on a lot.
Good.
Great, Swati Garu. Thank you so much for accepting our request and being on show today. We and hope all members of Vivesh would have really, garnered some knowledge today from you that, and which is more important, as I was telling that really, first house is always an emotional attached, and
Yes.
everyone should not fall into that trap of duplication and fraudulent activities from real estate. So very valid inputs from a bank perspective, lawyer perspective, from a retailer perspective. The way you've taken us through all the way is like amazing, and you were like spoon feeded us today, literally, that what one has to do from a builder, as a buyer, as a seller, everyone you're given that valid inputs, and I'm sure the kind of questions that flown in on the live chat box also proves that the people wanted to take out knowledge from you. Great. Thank you so much for sharing all your personal experiences and your professional experiences and your revision journey. Thank you so much for joining and all the best for your future. And I'm sure you will expand your offices and across wherever Vivesha House is there.
Thank you so much. And I'm also grateful for being here. And it was a very great opportunity for sharing my thoughts as well.
Yes. Today the Vivesha world knows who is Swati now.
Yeah, yeah. Thank you. Thank you.
Great. Thank you so much for
Thank you
joining.
so much.
Take care. Good night.
Yeah, thank you.
Viewers చూశారు కదా ఆ యూనిక్ కేటగిరీ స్వాతి గారు వండర్ఫుల్లీ షీ హెస్ ఎక్స్ప్లెయిన్డ్ the pros and cons of real estate industry and the what are, one has to go through the legal formalities before they finalize the property. Yes, so hope you all had a wonderful patience hearing, and I'm sure you all get up for the fantastic weekend ahead. We'll be back for next week with the five good speakers with five, of course, the co-moderators to take this Vaishya talk show move on. Okay, signing off, Ramesh Kumar, moderator for today's We Talk Show, season 4, episode 16.